He's got to get control of his emotions. I understand the frustration.
I look like the angry black man. I'm not an angry black man. I'm a very successful, educated black man.
Steph Curry now trying to calm him, which Steph understands.
It started with a technical foul and turned into a conversation about race, identity, and media bias in professional sports. On May 9th, 2025, ESPN's First Take became the stage for an intense debate, one that echoed far beyond the basketball court.
Of the second half, at 16 at the half, now 18, and the Warriors throw it away again.
Another turnover. Alexander Walker.
Following a tough Game 2 loss to the Timberwolves, Draymond Green didn't talk stats. He talked about stereotypes. With 9 points, 4 boards, and 5 assists, his performance wasn't headline material, but his post-game comments were. Green believes his passion, his fire, is constantly reframed by the media through one lens: aggression, specifically black aggression. And that's where Stephen A. Smith enters the picture.
There are angry white men in this world. There are angry Hispanic individuals in this world. As black men, we're entitled to be mad. We're entitled to be angry when it's called upon. And so when Draymond said what he said, I definitely could relate because I've seen it happen to players before. I don't believe that Draymond is lying one bit. The fan was removed. And most importantly, under certain circumstances, players have every right under the sun to be angry. And it shouldn't be a situation that invites skepticism just because you're angry and you happen to be black, as if you're not entitled to react in an abrasive fashion if somebody comes at you.
Smith calls out the double standard directly. When white athletes show emotion, it's competitive fire. When black athletes do the same, they're labeled a threat. This isn't new. From Charles Barkley in the 90s to DeMarcus Cousins to now Draymond Green, the angry black man trope has become a lazy shorthand for complex athletes. ScienceDirect research shows audiences interpret the same behavior more negatively when performed by black athletes versus white peers. The problem isn't just public perception, it's baked into how we're taught to see people. And the internet responded as it does. Stephen A. Smith was dragged across X, accused of race baiting, pandering, even faking his convictions. But this isn't the first time Smith has walked this line. Just months earlier, Smith took heat for defending co-host Chris Russo after Russo's language toward Draymond echoed Fox News rhetoric. Smith argued the comment wasn't racist, but it reveals how blurred the lines are between debate and dog whistle. So what now? The conversation about race and media bias in sports isn't new, but it is necessary. And Stephen A. Smith's willingness to address it, no matter how controversial, forces us to confront uncomfortable truths. Draymond Green asked for fairness, not a pass. Stephen A. Smith demanded context, not coddling. But the real question is, are we, as viewers, willing to listen, or are we too busy shouting back? Subscribe for more commentary on sports, race, and culture.
And I remember years ago when I was in Indiana covering Allen Iverson, and there was this big brouhaha about somebody who had spewed some racial epithet in his direction. Wilbon, you remember that. I'm sure you do too, Wendy, as well. I had to come to his defense because people were questioning whether or not Allen Iverson was telling the truth. I happened to be standing right there when the person had said what they said to Allen Iverson. He was telling the absolute truth. I remember Russell Westbrook looking at a fan in Utah and screaming on everything I love, basically threatening him like, I'm gonna deal with you, because the guy was screaming some stuff at him and it was highly offensive to Russell Westbrook. Players go through these things sometimes. And you do have fans who pay the price for tickets, and clearly especially if they're inebriated, they just feel emboldened to say anything that they want. And it's something that they would never do in the streets if they just walked up to one of these players. They would never do that, but they're emboldened once they're in the stadium.